Mrs. Danielle DeVita back with another video. I overheard someone say that marriage is overrated. A lot of women say, I like the strong silent type. Well, a lot of men like the feminine silent type. And for sure, it's going down. So a lot of times people are not getting the value. When to speak and when to be quiet is one of the most powerful. She's going to be aggressive, thinking that. And as someone who's been married for 12 years, she's driven, not lazy. And this will make yourself and get on the right path. That understand that you might be doing a disservice to your daughter. If you don't help her understand vetting and proper decision making, now she's going to be a basket case later. If you don't help her understand emotional intelligence, she's going to hold on to a lot of emotional baggage. If you don't. We live in a world where femininity, marriages, family, and courting is no longer valued. We live in hookup culture, situationships, and struggle love. The number one reason women struggle in long-term relationships, number one, femininity, and number two, staying in a relationship or entertaining people longer than the woman should. My name is Danielle DeVita, and I'm a relationship and femininity coach. I've been married for 12 years, and I want to help you get on your feminine journey and vet for the right man today. For more of my content, you can visit MrsDanielleDeVita.com, or you can go to YouTube, Instagram, or my Facebook page. Get on your feminine journey today. All right, so welcome. We are live. So welcome to Mrs. Danielle DeVita. I am here with you talking about respecting a man. And just to be honest, just respect in general. So if this is your first time, welcome. If you don't know who I am, my name is Danielle DeVita. I'm a relationship and femininity coach. I've been married for 12 years, and my goal is to help you find the person that you deserve. My goal is not to have you settle, but actually find someone that's deserving of your love, your time, and your energy. And in doing so, I talk about many things in helping you be the wife that you were designed to be. My goal isn't to make you go back in the 50s or to just be a stay-at-home mom, which nothing's wrong with that. But my goal is to, whatever you do, however your lifestyle is, that you're still the best version of yourself. And if you're not a wife, that you are in transition to become the wife that you were designed to be. My goal isn't to make men better. I think that there are men channels for that. But in doing so, it would be nice that the men who do listen to me, that they're able to understand where women are coming from, what our thoughts are about men. And for those who are watching, if you are a woman, what to look for in a man. So this is my content. So today it may sound a little trying with me saying respecting a man. It may not be what you think, so just stay tuned and watch the video. This video actually is beneficial for both men and women. I'm going to show a video, and in the video it's talking about a woman. This is about respecting a man, her version of why some women do not respect their men, and she's going to go into detail. Now, I took her video and I reduced it into something short. I was contemplating about whether I should play this video, but then I thought, a lot of people watched her video. I don't think she talks about femininity, but she does talk about different things, and relationship in this case was one of them. So you get to see, if you're a man, listening to different women's perspective. If you're a woman, you're hearing what other women are saying. However, I think this video is detrimental to both men and women in so many ways, and I'll go into that. So before we do all that, like, subscribe, and comment. All right, so I am going to let you know, I do have a feature where you are able to call in like a radio show. So I am going to put in here in the comment section. Of course, you can request to join if you're on Instagram. If you're on YouTube and Facebook, you can click to join via camera. And then I have a link that you can use. So click to join via camera. That's for the StreamYard. If you are someone who does not want to use a camera, you can call in. And I have a telephone number, 813-816-1813. Okay. You can know more about my content by going to Mrs. Danielle DeVita. Let me try to move this camera over just a little bit because I don't like it showing the background for this. So if I get on this, I can hide over here the light, but over here it shows. But so we're going to continue on. So let's go into the video first, and then I'll provide my commentary of my thoughts about it. If you're on Instagram, you will not be able to see, but you can hear. So let's take a listen to what this lady has to say about respecting a man.
Hi, guys. If your woman doesn't respect you, a lot of men would quickly opt for the, well, hell, I'm going to just leave her because she doesn't respect me anyway. And depending on who you're with, that may be the best option, but it may not also be that black and white. If you have a good woman and you find that she's not respecting you, then 9 times out of 10 is some kind of underlying reason, underlying issues that have gone unresolved that need to be resolved. So I'm going to give you guys 7 of some common ones that you may not have thought of and how to resolve them. Number 1 could be that you don't respect yourself. So you may be irresponsible. You may never take care of your duties as a man, things of this nature. How do you ever expect someone else to respect you when you don't even respect yourself? Number 2 could be is that you disrespect her. You have to give respect in order to get it. Number 3 is you're hypocritical. Number 4 could be you don't set boundaries for yourself as a man. Number 5 is one of the most serious ones. It's that you don't take her serious and she can sense it. Like, number 6 could be that you never admit when you're wrong. Like, women will lose respect for you if you are constantly always the one that has to be right, even when you are actually in the wrong. Number 7 is she may just be a disrespectful woman. A good way to gauge this is step back and look at her relationships with the other men in her life, like her father, her brother, maybe some of her male friends, things of this nature. Look at those relationships and see how she is in those. So if she's disrespectful to those men as well, then you know that that's just in her chemical makeup, like that's just in her spirit to be disrespectful. But if she's selectively disrespectful with you, then I'm guaranteeing you it's an underlying cause, an underlying issue between you and her that's causing her to be like that.
Okay, so the reason why I'm playing this video, because I think that this video, it has some truth in it, but then there's some things that is actually inaccurate and it would actually hurt you, both man and woman who's listening to this content, because she's talking to a man, but in a way it's co-signing why some of the women are disrespecting their man. And a lot of people viewed it. So a lot of women may co-sign and go, yeah, this is why I disrespect the man that I'm with. Or the guy may say, okay, so maybe I just need to, do better at whichever one of those reasons of why he feels that maybe she is disrespecting him. I think it's petty. And the reason why what she was saying, all of it's petty. And I'm looking at both cameras, Instagram here and Facebook and YouTube over here. So you'll see me move my head. The reason why this is flawed is because if you are being disrespected, you need to have a crossroad, not let me just sit and wonder why I'm being disrespected. And if you're the woman, well, I'm going to disrespect him because he is not someone worth respecting. So I put in the comments what respect is. Respect is a form of admiration. You are admiring someone because of their abilities and something that they've done or an accomplishment, or you're admiring what they stand for. If you are with someone as a woman and he's not, like she used one of the examples, you're not respecting yourself or holding up yourself to the responsibilities that you need to as a man, or you are yourself disrespectful and all these things, this is where you have a crossroad. You talk to the person. You say, hey, one thing I valued about you is you were a go-getter. Now I just noticed that you seem to not want to do this, or you not want to do that. Or, I valued that you were someone who spoke to me with proper respect. And now I feel like I'm not receiving it from you. Or there were other reasons that she mentioned about respect. Okay, well, I admire that you were someone who's confident, but it seems like in these situations, people were able to tell you, you know, to do something, and you were to do it, and you knew that it was contrary to what you wanted. I want to be able to continue to respect that you stood on your morals and your principles. So if it's someone that you think is passive, so if you feel like you can't do a crossroad, then why are you with this person? Because we want to be with people that we can talk to and not step on eggshells. We want to be with people that we can be candid with love and respect, of course, with tact. But if you feel that you can't do this with this person, why are you with them? So I would say same thing to a man. You can say, hey, we don't do this, we don't disrespect people here. If you have a situation, you have an issue, you have a problem, let's talk it out. So that means he needs to tell her, you either talk it out like adults, or but if you continue on with disrespect and you have some passive aggressive reason why you feel that you need to disrespect me, but you can't talk like a grown-up, then we can go our separate ways. If the woman is feeling that he's doing some things that is not, honorable or full of, where she would be admired by him, then she needs to either come to a crossroads, say, hey, these are the things I don't like, or she leaves the relationship. I think it's petty to stay in a relationship with someone that you do not respect. I said there's three things that you need for a happy, cohesive, and healthy relationship. And I use the term cohesive because it doesn't matter how long you have been married. What matters is how healthy that bond is in your marriage. And part of a healthy bond is having vulnerable conversations, right? And without people getting in their feelings like the little children. Of course, things may hurt. You may feel some type of way that you may not be able to express and articulate at that time. But there has to be a time where we speak like adults and say what it is that's on our mind instead of using those things to tear us apart, right? So you want to get to the point of we have conversations and we tell each other how we feel. So again, for a happy, cohesive, healthy relationship, you need three things. You gotta get rid of any resentment you have, because if you have resentment, it won't last. Trust. If you don't trust a person, it won't last. And respect. And respect, I'm gonna go as far as saying mutual respect. Now, as far as respecting a man, that's a form of love for a man. Women, women need to feel loved by a man. So emotionally, she needs to feel secure, right? She needs to feel loved. Her love language needs to be met. For a man, his love language, even though they have five love languages, but one of it is a form of respect. So in whatever way you show your love, it needs to all be done in respect. So if you feel that you're not admiring him at that moment for something he is or isn't doing, you can still go to that person, but with respect. Now, if you feel that you cannot speak to this person because the minute that you try to open up your mouth and have a conversation and they're defensive, then those are some things that you can, if you guys can't ever get to that point, you can get the help that you need. There's other sources where you can get those outlets, where you third parties, where you can get that kind of help so you can have a healthier communication. But communication is not just talking. Communication can be in the form of behavioral actions. So even if you don't say anything, how you handle situations. So again, how you deal with it, how your emotions are, your tone, your attitude, all of that is part of a form of respect. So when I say, if you have someone that's doing something that you do not find admirable, right? Something that they're doing, they're not fulfilling their responsibilities. They are not standing up for themselves. They're not being strong. They're not being maybe masculine enough. Whatever the reason that you're losing respect for them, you need to have a conversation, and that conversation can be a crossroad. Crossroads are not just when the relationship's coming to an end. It's at a point where there's a snag in the relationship, something that is pulling you guys apart. Maybe there's a deal breaker approaching. Maybe there's a compromise of trust. Maybe there's some type of values or standards being compromised, and you're saying, hey, there's a problem, or there's a potential problem, and I want to fix this. because I respect you and I want to keep that respect. So I'd like to talk to you about a few things that's bothering me. Can we talk? And if the person says, no, 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 I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about it. Whether it's man or woman, then you say, well, whatever's happening, it's pulling us away for the relationship to go forward, for us to at least be happy continuing on. I'd like to talk about it. If you don't want to do it today, can we set a time tomorrow or the day after that? Anytime after that, now we're at a real problem, right? So I'm saying that I think that the video has some truth. It's true that that's what some women think. Well, I can't respect you if you're not doing these things. But at the same time, you could say men do the same thing. In fact, that's a lot of times why men disrespect women, because they feel like, hey, you don't have self respect. You don't value yourself. You allow me to do this. You allow me to do that. So, yes, I'm going to get away with what I can get away with. I'm going to push the envelope and I'm going to see how far I can disrespect you before you say something. And disrespect doesn't have to be through my words, but my actions, how I acted towards you, how I did not introduce you, how I embarrassed you, how I made you feel less than, how I dismissed you, dismissed your thoughts, how I ignored you, how I gave you the silent treatment, how I was gaslighting you, how I did whatever that man did, how I mistreated you in any kind of way, whether it's financially, withholding money, withholding intimacy, withholding any form of intimacy, withholding my attention, my time, because men do that. And they do that because they feel that there's something that you're not doing. So they feel they can get away with it. But why would you as a woman do the same thing? Just like I said, if men who are good men are taking the time to want to watch this channel and other channels similar to, because they want to be a good man, they want to be a family man, why would you do anything different? Because if you want a family man, if you want a man full of peace and love, and that's not petty, you're going to want to be that person. You're going to want to have those attributes. And part of having those attributes is being emotionally intelligent. And that, what she was saying, that woman is not emotionally intelligent. Now, the last part in the video, she mentioned, look at a woman, how she speaks to her brother, her dad, her uncles, and things like that. And if she only disrespects you, then it's you. But if she treats everyone with disrespect, then you know that's her. Well, I kind of beg to differ, because if that woman is someone who respects all the other men in her life, and everyone else she treats with proper respect, and she disrespects you, then I like to say, then I wonder if she's only respectful when it's something she likes, because generally a respectful person is just going to be respectful all around. I could tell you, I'm the kind of person that if there's something if I don't respect something about you, I'm not going to disrespect you. I was just not, I would withdraw from you. And I'll give you a perfect example. There is a guy on YouTube that I used to listen to a while ago. And, I asked my husband, hey, I like this content. He promotes, family, tries to teach men about doing right and women and things like that. And I want to watch this guy and, be a Patreon and things like that. And so I did that. I respected his values at the time. But then it appeared that when he broke up with his girlfriend, he had a different tune. His attitude changed. He became MGTOW. He changed how he did things, right? What he said. I lost respect for him, because the fact that you let something that happened in your life change what was supposed to be all of your standards and values, I lost respect for that. So, and he changed his whole tune, his whole look and everything. So I was no longer a patron. I no longer watched his channel, right? Because it wasn't just one incident. He continued on with that. So I'm here to say that you can withdraw. I don't have to get on his channel and start cursing him out, yelling at him and telling him he's such an idiot, he's such a fool. When you see people that you don't respect, you retreat, right? You leave, right? You don't get in a battle with them. You don't get petty with them. So this is why I say this is flawed. A woman who's classy is not going to do those things. She's not going to disrespect someone because she lost respect for him for whatever those reasons are. She's going to be mature enough and say what the issue is or retreat. Usually a woman would leave is if the relationship wasn't as serious. You're in the first couple of months. But if the relationship is serious, I can't see a woman just walking away. Now, you staying in a relationship says a lot more than you just disrespecting him. The fact is, let's take away the disrespect. Why stay in a relationship where you don't care? Like you don't admire this person. You don't think what they say, their do, their actions, their job they have, whatever it is, what they stand for, you don't believe in it. Why would you stay with someone like that? As a man, why would you sit there and ponder, well, let me see all the reasons why she's disrespecting me. Whether those things are true that she said about you, maybe you don't value yourself, maybe this, maybe that. Go work on yourself. But these are the ways to handle this situation. So I wanted to talk about that because I see that a lot where people are disrespecting people because they feel that they haven't earned their respect. But a lot of times we don't even respect ourselves. We give so many people our time, energy, and body. And this is a great example. So you'll stay with a guy. So you're giving him your time, you're giving him your energy. If you're having intercourse with him, you're giving him your body, and you don't even respect him. That's sad. Right? So I wanted to clear that up. I will, like I said, I'll open it up for comment. So if you want to comment, if you want to call in, please do so. You can call. There's a number on the screen, 813-816-1813. So you're able to call in, provide your input, your thoughts, whether you agree with me or not. Provide your thoughts. If you want to be on camera, make sure you follow the guidelines of social media about how you present yourself. If you want to be on camera, you can click the link, that StreamYard.com link, and we can get the talking, because I don't want to just hear myself talk. I want to hear what you guys think. I want to know where you're coming from with this. So again, my goal is always to respect anyone, show them respect, which means not disrespect them. You may not have to respect their views or values and things like that. So you should probably want to disconnect from them, and if you don't respect anything about them. All right. You can still be cordial, amicable. You just don't have to respect their beliefs. But disrespect is not something you want to do. Now, the things I have on my channel are for men who want to be family men, women who want to be feminine and traditional women, right? But it's not to say I want these women to be weak. And I'm not saying for you to be feminine, for you to just respect any man, right? Not these men who are do not like women, or they're angry with women because of past trauma, for whatever the trauma is with their mother or some parent-like figure, whether they're mad with a past partner or someone who's watching, AMS channel, right? And AMS is Alpha Male Strategies. They're over there getting the game on how to disrespect women, trying to get the game. And most of the time it's women they really like. They want these women, but they're playing games. And sometimes there's women doing the same thing. You're listening to these channels that teach you how to play games. If you watch the Vivica Fox show, there was Two Can Play That Game. And in Two Can Play That Game, it was, she learned at the end, playing games won't help you get the man you want. You could play all these games, but is that the man you want to end up with? The one that you had to play games, the one you had to be petty with? It's not good. It's not good to be petty. You need to have conversations. And if you are a man and you were listening to that channel, I would say don't, or not the whole channel, but listening to that video in particular. I'm not saying about her whole channel, but that video, don't listen to that channel. She said, before you break up, figure out what's going on with you. No, I think what you should do is if she's not that serious, you should just leave. But I do think that you should take the time because you want to do better in other relationships. I do agree with that part. You want to know. So what is going on? So you need to have a conversation. So before you exit the relationship, have a conversation, especially if you're a stand-up guy. Most guys know. Most guys who have women are yelling and cursing them out, they're probably both, toxic. They're both yelling and cursing each other out because that's the environment in which they grew up. That's normal to them. That whole Marcus Angela thing from that Tyler Perry, Why Did I Get Married? They had that kind of dynamic. That's not weird for them. But if you want to be better and you want feminine women as a man, and you want to be a feminine woman, and you want a strong masculine male who's a provider and who's loving, then you don't want to disrespect him, but you want to go over some things that is bothering you, where you're losing respect for them, right? So that's why this video was bothersome, because a lot of people watched it and co-signed. And now we wonder why we have broken relationships, because the people are walking around validating why they're disrespecting each other. Well, you don't respect yourself, so why should I? Or you don't do this, so why should I? You not doing this, you ain't ish. Then why are you having children with these people? Why are you with them? It says more about you that you willing to stay with someone and then talk about them like they're trash, rather than get it right and figure out where you're both going wrong. Because a lot of times, some people, it could be a reason why they're doing what they're doing. They may realize everything I do is unappreciated, so now I don't do this. But you're disrespecting them, or not, you don't respect them because you think, well, you're not doing this, and there's a reason why. So it is good to have conversation if you are, especially in a long-term relationship with them, or you have been. I wish we talked more. But we don't. We don't have real conversations. No one likes to watch real and raw channels. You want to watch people dropping it like it's hot. You want people having toxic relationships on Why Did I Get Married? Most of y'all probably love Angela and Marcus. They just the life of the party. They funny to you that they're going back and forth, cursing each other out, yelling and screaming. Drama filled. Some of you all like drama and you think the intimacy is better because of it, when in fact that's foolish talk, because the intimacy can be just as good when you're happy, healthy, and in a cohesive relationship where you love the person and you're not just there to be there. You actually look up to the person, you respect them, their values. I love my husband. I respect everything about him, what he stands for, what he does in the community, what he does at home, what he does for me, our children, the kind of man he is, the kind of son he is, the kind of father, the kind of manager, leader. You want to respect people for their abilities and what they've accomplished, and not feel like, man, they're inadequate some way, so I'm just gonna just treat them with disrespect until they get fed up. And you're wondering why relationships are not growing. But tell me, guys, your thoughts. Hey, 813-816-1813. 813-816-1813, or click the link, or you can comment. So I want to know your thoughts. You'll only be able to call in when I'm actually live. If I'm not live, you will not be able to get to me. So again, I want to know your thoughts. Surely, whether you're a man or woman, you have thoughts, or some you felt disrespected, and you wondered why someone was disrespecting you. Or you felt like you were in a relationship where you did not respect this person, whether you're a man or a woman, and you felt like, man, you're right. I was in a relationship when I should have just left a long time ago. See, when you leave situations that aren't good for you, you're more than likely able to find the person you're supposed to be with. See, the person you're supposed to be with was right here all along, but you were in a relationship with someone, so you couldn't be with them. Or they didn't get a chance to approach you because you were with someone. So the goal is to make sure that you're not wasting your time and your energy with someone that you'll never marry, someone that you won't have kids with, or you will regret having children with. You don't want that. You want to be in a happy and healthy and cohesive relationship. It's not fair that I'm the only one that gets to be happy. I want other people to be happy. That's why I do this channel. I want happy families. I don't want just me get mine and then I'm over here spitting out nonsense or not telling anyone anything. And then people fall in the same trap. We live in a world where people say it's okay to disrespect people if they haven't earned your respect. But a lot of times we don't respect ourselves enough to make sure that we're in a relationship where we are properly getting validated, where we feel adequate, where we feel loved, where we feel respected, right? Where people don't have access to us who shouldn't have access. Some of you are allowing people your exes to have access to you, your baby daddy, your baby mama to have access to you, your money, your time. And y'all are not even together like that. Y'all are in situationships. So my goal is to make sure that you are in a relationship where you have mutual respect. So when I say respect a man, I'm also saying whoever you're respecting, that man needs to be worthy of that and also reciprocating. So I never teach you to give your time, your body, your energy, your and all of those things to someone that's not deserving. Now I will always tell you to be respectful and be feminine no matter who you are with, because you don't want to be a worse version of yourself because someone else. You always want to be the best. And what happens is when you are the best, when you're confident, when you know who you are, you learn to know who's deserving of you, right? So if you meet someone and you know you're your best self, you got everything going on, you got your mindset right, you're doing well in life, you're doing you're properly getting yourself in the best version, um and someone comes to you, you're not going to let them take that away from you. You're not going to let them, bring you down, because you know that you are a person who elevates and inspires. And so you're going to want to be with someone who also elevates and inspires. So basically, whatever you are, you want that person to reciprocate. That's why it's important to be the best. If you know you put all your time and energy, you want someone else who's emotionally available for you. If you know you want family and you're family oriented, you want someone else who's family oriented. If you know you're respectful and kind and nurturing and loving, you want someone else who's like that. You're not going to get with a selfish person. That's why it's important to have self-respect, to have self-love, self-worth, because the people that you attract, you want that to be reciprocated. And you can't do that if you're putting all your time and energy with people who's not deserving, people who are playing games. So again, when I talk about respect, I want you to know in everything I'm saying, the guy that you decide to be with, he is someone who leads. You never give people access to you that are not leaders, right? A person who leads, Leads, everything he says and does is within love. And if you're a man, it is a form of leads as well. You want a woman who leads. And how does she lead? Her love is respect to you. So when she loves you, she's respecting you. So the person that you are with is a person that leads. Everything he says and does is within love. Everything she says and does is respect. With it, again, a man's love. E, elevate you. A, aspires for greatness. They are not lazy. She pointed out, okay, you don't love yourself and you don't respect yourself. You're not fulfilling your responsibilities. No, because this man fulfills his responsibilities, right? And as a woman, she's doing what she needs to do as a woman. And I don't believe that's just being someone who's domesticated. No, you're someone who's loving, nurturing, kind, gentle. You're feminine, you're gentle. You're doing all of these things as a woman needs to be. All right. And I didn't say weak. So a lot of people confuse these things, gentle and weak and things like that. So a woman is doing her thing, right? Aspiring for greatness, to be the best woman. And he's aspiring to be the best man and best worker in life. This will make him high earning. D, dedicated to the things and the people who he says he cares about. He makes you a priority. He's emotionally available for you if he cares about you. S, serves your community, however that is, through your gifts, talents, expertise, whatever that is. All that means, serving the community, is fulfilling your purpose. So you're doing something in life. You're not just going through life passing by. So that means this guy is on his grind and hustle, and she's on her grind and hustle. She's doing her thing as well, right? Whatever that is, whether her grind and hustle is taking care of her family, whether it's a business, whether it's working in corporate, whether it's just community service. These are people who care about family, care about marriage, and they're careful of who they're with, who have access to their womb, their body, their children. Because a lot of women say that, oh, well, I don't respect a man and da, and they have children with them, and they give this man that they don't even respect their child's last name. Why? If you don't respect him, he shouldn't have had the last name. You should have gave him your last name. And if he didn't even respect you enough to give you his last name, why were you still with him if you thought all along he wasn't ish or he was toxic? The truth hurts. but it should be making you better, not angry, bitter, and then still continue to go through life with the same acne that you had before you watched my video. This isn't a slight against the person who created the video. What this is to make you better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this again. And while you're listening to this video, if you're just coming in, call in and tell me what you think about the video. 813-816-1813. I'm going to play the video again. And like I said, I think the video is it's hurting women and men. So let me go ahead and play this. If you're on Instagram, you can only hear. Kendrick Davis, how are you doing? Thank you for taking the time to listen to my content. Let's play.
Hi, guys. If your woman doesn't respect you, a lot of men would quickly opt for the, well, hell, I'm going to just leave her because she doesn't respect me anyway. And depending on who you're with, that may be the best option, but it may not also be that black and white. If you have a good woman and you find that she's not respecting you, then 9 times out of 10 is some kind of underlying issues that have gone unresolved that need to be resolved. So I'm going to give you guys 7 of some common ones that you may not have thought of and how to resolve them. Number 1 could be that you don't respect yourself. So you may be irresponsible. You may never take care of your duties as a man, things of this nature. How do you ever expect someone else to respect you when you don't even respect yourself? Number 2 could be is that you disrespect her. You have to give respect in order to get it. Number 3 is you're hypocritical. Number 4 could be you don't set boundaries for yourself as a man. Number 5 is one of the most serious ones. It's that you don't take her serious and she can sense it. Like, number 6 could be that you never admit when you're wrong. Like, women will lose respect for you if you are constantly always the one that has to be right, even when you are actually in the wrong. Number 7 is she may just be a disrespectful woman. A good way to gauge this is step back and look at her relationships with the other men in her life, like her father, her brother, maybe some of her male friends, things of this nature. Look at those relationships and see how she is in those. So if she's disrespectful to those men as well, then you know that that's just in her chemical makeup, like that's just in her spirit to be disrespectful. But if she's selectively disrespectful with you, then I'm guaranteeing you it's an underlying cause, an underlying issue between you and her that's causing her to be like that.
Okay, so you listen to what she said again. And like I said, there's some truths in there, but it's all misleading because what it's doing is co-signing pettiness. It's co-signing, well, this is, you deserve disrespect because maybe you are falling in one of these categories. No. If you're a man, you're listening. No, you don't tolerate disrespect. But what you do need to do is have a conversation. If you want, if you don't like her like that, you can cut her off if you want. But I think it is important to have conversations. Hey, you know what? I don't like disrespect. You can't talk to me like this, but we need to have a conversation. Maybe then she can say what she's thinking. If not, you know, if she doesn't say what she's thinking and ways that we can grow and change together, then you do need to end the relationship because there's only 2 options in a crossroad. We get better, communicate better, and then we either do or don't do whatever needs to be done for the relationship to get better, or we end it. And then a woman, she's mentioned, you don't care about your responsibilities. Why would you be with someone who's not fulfilling their responsibilities? Discuss this with him or leave. Or discuss it and say what you feel and still leave, however you want to do it. But sitting in a relationship, if you feel that, this person is disrespecting you, have a conversation. Either then the relationship gets better or you leave, or you just leave if you felt that disrespect was enough to not stay. Why stay in a relationship again and disrespect people and then have a reason of why you're being disrespectful? No. You're either a respectful person or you're not. So no one really needs to look at how you treat other men, how you treat others in general. If you only treat people with respect because they're only when they're on your side, when you guys are vibing, then that's a problem. When people disrespect you, then you set a boundary and then leave, not staying in a relationship. Okay? We don't stay in relationships where we're not getting the respect that we need. We have Crossroads. If you want to know more about Crossroads, I did a live stream on Crossroads. But again, I just told you it's a fork in the road. We don't have enough conversations. Again, respect is not just your verbal, it's your actions. And if you're a woman listening, respect is love to a man. So if you say you love him, everything you say and you do is going to be with respect. He may not like what you have to say at times, but if you said it with respect, with tact, then, and it's not to emasculate him, make him feel embarrassed or bad, then he can, he may want time to cool off, whatever. But what it is, you're going to come to a solution. The solution may need to be to break up. I don't know the situation. You can go to get coaching, mrsdanielledevita.com if you need be. But again, this video is just to say it can lead a lot of women astray. It can lead them to playing more games. Well, I'm just going to disrespect you until you catch on to why, or until you take a stand. No, you don't need to be in a relationship where you're not getting the respect, or you don't know where you no longer respect that person. And a man does not need to be tolerating disrespect. Vice versa, I'll say the same thing. If a man has his reasons, because there are men who decide I'm going to disrespect this woman because she doesn't value herself, or I can get away with this, or she doesn't have boundaries, so I'm just going to treat her and talk to her any kind of way, because that's what AMS teaches, how to disrespect people in so many ways, how to disrespect women. So if you got a guy who's, playing all these games, then you tell him, no, we don't tolerate that. If you have an issue of why you can't respect me, then we can talk about it and leave the relationship. Because if you don't respect me, then why are we in a relationship? Usually you should have this, if you care about this person, you're going to have this conversation before it got to the point where you lost all respect. It's where you're losing, like they're doing something that's making you question. It's compromising something. But once the compromise has been made, it's like someone's going to break in. You can hear the doorknob going, but there's no break in. But once the break has already happened, once the deal break already occurred, then if it's bad enough, then leave the relationship. Let's stop with these petty games. Let's stop being in relationships longer than we need to be in. If you lost respect for that person, just hit the door and find a new boo that you do respect. Because again, respect is a form of admiration. If you cannot admire that person's abilities, their accomplishments, what they stand for, their standards, their values, and move on. That's all I have to say. So again, if no one comes on, then I'm going to head out. I do live stream Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9:30. So if you are interested, please comment down below. Or you can join on Instagram. If you want to be on video, make sure your camera ready and following the guidelines. If you're on YouTube or Facebook, you can click the link for StreamYard and make sure your camera ready. If neither one of you guys want to do all of that, you're able to call in 813-816-1813. Again, 813-816-1813. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me if you agree with me. Tell me if you don't. If you have some add-on thoughts, let me know. Because my goal is to make sure we create a dialogue so you can be comfortable to have these dialogues when you're onto another, relationship. All right. Novel J clothing line. No one values your journey. Love your channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate that you take the time to look at my content, because there's a lot of people on YouTube and you don't have to listen to me, but you do. And I appreciate it. There's a lot of people spitting out nonsense and a lot of people getting so much time and attention, and all it's doing is creating more generational curses. My goal is to create generational blessings. That's what I want. I want you to be the best version of yourself. And then once you're better, then you can be in a healthy relationship, and then you come together, and then you can create this beautiful child that grows up in a happy, healthy, and cohesive home. And then they grow up, and then the cycle continues where everyone is happy and healthy and loving. Do we want to be in a relationship where there's broken relationship? Because it's not enough just to say there's a two-parent household. It's not enough for that, because there's two-parent household where people are still in some toxic type relationships. So I don't vouch for just two-parent household. I don't just vouch just for marriage, and people are married for a long time, but they're not happy. I want happy, healthy, cohesive, which means there's a tight bond relationship. It's a firm relationship. That's what I want. But all the things that I have is for you to be able to be a better person out in the world, not just in relationships. I don't want you to just be better for a man, because then it's not authentic. That's not you. I want you to be better for you. So no matter who you're with, no one can't say, this isn't you. I'm me every day. This is how I am. But at the same time, I'm flawed as well. I am not perfect. No one is perfect. I'm on the same journey as some of you all. I still work on my femininity journey. I still work on making sure I do things respectful. I'm still working on how I can, be a better person, be a better wife, a better mother. I'm not perfect. And I'm not saying you need to be, but what I am saying, there's ways that you can be more mindful of being that way. There are ways. The more you think about it, the more you try, the more effort that you apply. So, you know what? I'll say take away the word try, because a lot of people say, well, I tried. No, put in effort, because effort requires mindfulness. It requires consciousness. It requires a willing to do, not just, oh, I did it, but no, a willingness to want to do it, because your relationship is something that you value. If the relationship that you had with someone is, irreparable, fine. Then go your own way. If you can't repair that relationship, fine. But there's some people walking away from relationships that is repairable. You can fix it. You can make it work, but it requires conversations. Let's have genuine conversations, and conversations is not just words, but your attitude that you put into it. So again, that is all I have for you. You can watch me on the replay if you've missed what I had for you. So again, Instagram, thank you for taking the time to watch my content. I appreciate it, my Instagram family. YouTube and Facebook, I appreciate it. So please continue to watch more of my content. To know more about, what I stand for and what I, like to do, you can go to mrsdanieldevita.com. In case you didn't know, I do have a podcast that I do, and I post some things on there, so you can go to Anchor and view my podcast. Well, actually, I have it's more than just on Anchor. It's on all major platforms. Feminine Energy with Danielle DeVita. That's what it is. Feminine Energy with Danielle DeVita. If you've seen me on the Philip Scott Show, I appreciate you taking the time to watch me there. I did post some stuff or sent some stuff. So when it posted, you'll be able to see it if you haven't seen it yet. But I did provide some videos, so hopefully those things will load for you to see. All right. Thank you again for joining. I'm going to go ahead and let you all go. So take care, y'all. Now, I'll see you guys on the flip side. Mrs. Danielle DeVita back with another video. I overheard someone say that marriage is overrated. A lot of women say, I like the strong silent type. Well, a lot of men like the feminine silent type. And for sure, it's going down. So a lot of times people are not getting the value. When to speak and when to be quiet is one of the most powerful. She's going to be aggressive, thinking that. And as someone who's been married for 12 years, she's driven, not lazy. And this will make yourself and get on the right path. That understand that you might be doing a disservice to your daughter. If you don't help her understand vetting and proper decision making, now she's going to be a basket case later. If you don't help her understand emotional intelligence, she's going to hold on to a lot of emotional baggage. If you don't. We live in a world where femininity, marriages, family, and courting is no longer valued. We live in hookup culture, situationships, and struggle love. The number one reason women struggle in long-term relationships, number one, femininity, and number two, staying in a relationship or entertaining people longer than the woman should. My name is Danielle DeVita, and I'm a relationship and femininity coach. I've been married for 12 years, and I want to help you get on your feminine journey and vet for the right man today. For more of my content, you can visit mrsdanieldevita.com, or you can go to YouTube, Instagram, or my Facebook page. Get on your feminine journey today.